Hey guys, King Pizza here, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I need a little bit of help, okay? Now, I don't really like addressing my problems on, social media like this because it feels like I'm just, trying to, get clickable views because, a lot of people will usually pay attention when, someone needs help, and, there are a lot of people out here who try to, use that to their advantage and basically scam people by using their feelings against them. So let me just get into basically what I need to say, right? So I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. Yeah, the classic. Oh, I'm young. I'm gonna be like Corey Kenshin, Dashy, and all my other favorite YouTubers. Dan TM and stuff like that, right? I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, right? So basically, I have been trying, to do that. I've been posting videos, posting shorts. I've been trying to, lock in method, short method. I've been trying to do all the trends. I've been trying to keep up. I will say that it's been growing pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good, right? So to basically make a short story, I mean a long story short, I do not I have a job currently, okay? And I know we say, oh, get a job applications, but yeah, I don't have a job, okay? I don't have a job. And basically what happened is that, I guess you can say I took too many days off, but like I had, a reason, I had some medical reasons, and I took too many days off and they let me go. And I've been trying to make, find another way to make money. That's why I've been trying to get to 1K because, once I get to 1K, I get the right amount of views, public hours, as you get to start making money. So I've been, trying to put myself out there more. I've been posting things that I like manga, TV shows, Adventure Times, stuff, everyone will like. I've given my thoughts and opinions. I've even done some tips and stuff, right? And I'm getting there. I will say that I'm proud to be at the number where I'm at. If you were to ask me when I was a little kid, he would have never believed you. In fact, he would actually be excited. Like, well, okay, don't get me wrong, he wouldn't believe you, but it'd be like, oh my gosh, no way. And that's how I would react. And I'm actually very proud. But I'm really just trying to get to 1K, okay, y'all? And I would really appreciate it if y'all were able to, like and subscribe, share to a family member, about something, I mean, about my channel. And, like, just follow, like, and comment. I like interacting with people on my channel. I like hearing their thoughts and opinions compared to my thoughts and opinions, and conversating and stuff like that. And like, I really am kind of hoping that all this YouTube and TikTok and Instagram stuff is, you know, gonna do me good in the future because I really am putting my heart out there and the things that I make because it's very hard to because everyone is trying to do the same thing whether it's TikTok or YouTube, following each other's pattern. Like if you post something about a specific show and fandom, right? It's not really bad, like but if you literally copy the same thing everyone else does, and yeah, it starts to become bad. Like for example, I watch people who talk about things like King of the Hill, SpongeBob, Adventure Time, right? And I hate the fact that there are people out there who will steal from these people. They will copy the thumbnail, change a few words, they'll copy the title, change one word or a letter, and then they'll get hundreds upon hundreds of views. But when someone like me, a small YouTuber, and we've all had that feeling. If you're a small YouTuber trying to make it, you know what I'm trying, what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying. Like you make a video, right? It's about the fandom, King of the Hill, right? You'll have your own title, your own thumbnail, only to see someone who's copying your favorite, YouTuber or commentator, right? Like copy them down to the T, and they barely change anything, get hundreds of views and stuff like that on the first or second video. And I really hate that because it basically shows that if you have an original idea, whether it's within the same fandom or just something just complete random, someone can just come up and just make a complete copy, change the color of the background, and boom, they get most of everything. And I'm not trying to do that because that's not the type of person I've been. I tried it once, but I just hated it because it didn't feel like It didn't feel original. It didn't feel like me. So basically, what I've been trying to do, I've been learning, learning advancing into manga and animation. You know, I like making stories, comics about characters, and I like to animate and see them move and stuff like that, right? I also try to, do like, sell prints and stuff. I'm still working on that. But if y'all would like to support a small artist, please like and subscribe. Go to my other, accounts and channels, and y'all will see that, sure, my work and art may not be the best art. It may not, have this and that, but you do see that there's effort in it. It's not just like, for example, this drawing I'm doing. Basically, she was supposed to be like, a black fire lady, like, a black witch who had the power of fire and lava. But then I was like, wait a minute, what if I take, I give her black features, give her, make her chubby. Don't want to do the Vizzy Pop art style. I'm just playing. But I make her, a little chubby, right? And I make her skin lava, and I leave, like, if you zoom in on her neck, there's a piece of black skin right there, right? And basically, you have a black lava witch woman. And then y'all, bro, when y'all get to the end of the video, I'm gonna have, the full art. Yo, that little logo I gave on her, like, belly, between her neck and belly and thighs, bro, y'all are going to love it. Originally, I was just gonna make, regular fire, but the pink went amazingly well. But again, I'm not just trying to post this video, to get, like, sent, like I mean, I guess, when people do post videos like this, they are trying to get sympathy. But, like, I'm trying to get y'all, like, I'm trying to get, like, an understanding. Like, I'm not trying to just farm off of this one video and then be like, well, actually, guys, I lied. I wasn't struggling. I actually have a yacht outside, my house. I live by the ocean. Got a boat right there for my big yacht. I got a small yacht for my big yacht. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if I'm really being honest, I really do need to get to 1K. I'm graduating in 2026, as a senior, because, like, yeah, as a senior, you're gonna need some money for things, right? Because I've been doing YouTubing for, like, not like, an extreme long time, but I would say, for a good minute. And, I wake up every day thinking that, should I just retire this and just focus on, other stuff? Like, do I have to give up on this dream that I want to do, that I've been pursuing since I was little? Do I have to give up on this stuff? And, like, I know a lot of y'all will understand and, like, sympathize with what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to give up on this dream that I've worked so hard on. And I feel like I'm just so close, but I need help. I need to start, doing stuff. Like, like, it's the summer. I've been staying up later. I've been trying to, be better with my content. I've slacked off in some areas, as you can tell if you watch some of my other videos. But through all of it, it's just effort, pure effort, blood, sweat, and tears, everything into it. And I'm really just trying to be like Icarus. If I try to fly to the sun, but I wasn't strong enough, then I'll fall. But if I am strong enough and my wings stay together, I will soar like a bird. Like I feel like the biggest reason why I refuse to give up, even we know it looks very, and I mean very hopeless from my perspective, is that I grew up on a lot of shows, right? Anime, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Beastars, One Piece, right? And the message I always get is that, hey, don't give up with what you want to do, right? Like, and, like, every time, like, I'm sitting by my desk and I'm thinking like I gotta give up, bro. Like, I've been trying, nothing's been popping off. Like, it's just time to put the fries in the bag, and just, maybe it was just, a little dream that was never meant to be reached at all. But but I go back to these animes and shows and stuff, and I get the message like, hey, don't give up. You're almost there. Keep going, right? And, sometimes, I don't know if y'all know this, but I am Christian. Sometimes, I'll read a Bible verse, or, I'll pray to God asking for help. I'll get, like, a video saying, hey, you got this. You got this. You can keep doing this. Keep going. You're not done yet. Keep going. Yeah. And, it just inspires me just to keep going. So that's what I do. And I've been desperate a few times. Like, for example, y'all know how on TikTok you can just boost, you can buy things that will boost your content. I'm not gonna lie, I did do like two of them because, at the time I was like, well, I have the money, I really do need the views and stuff, so it could help, right? So, like, I'm gonna end the video. I've held y'all's time up for, enough today. Again, like and subscribe, share the video with other people. tell them, about the content I do and the things, the things that, I could do, comment down below if you want me to draw anything, any requests, talk about something, and I'll see y'all. But before I see y'all out, please tell me what you thought about the Lava Fire Witch lady. I think I did pretty good on her. Do y'all think she needs a hat or no? And until we meet again, thank you all for watching.